Welcome to the Asterigos walkthrough. Let's get this on. Now, immediately after you get through all of the cutscenes, we're going to want to go ahead and collect the 3 items we can see on the ground here. And there's going to be some like vague tutorials and stuff. We'll go through that a little bit later. For now, there's not really going to be any fighting until we reach the until after we reach the first checkpoint. So just pick all this stuff up, and then you want to come over here and attack this barrier, which is how we'll be able to progress. Here we are, let me through. So we have a little critter that's running away from us that has all of the weapons. As far as I can tell, it doesn't really matter how fast we try chasing after it. It'll just leave us behind anyway, so just kind of follow it along. There's also like a chest along the side. Is it this side? Yeah, there's a chest on this side here. Can't open that till we get the daggers, which is actually in that satchel of weapons that it's carrying with it. Yes, going to tell us now that we can climb up the steps marked in white paint. So we'll go through like combat and stuff once we get to a place where we'll want to be doing that. So this is our first checkpoint. For those of you that are coming to this with like a Souls game background, this game isn't really Souls-like. It's an action RPG and it does have fun combat, but don't come into this expecting Dark Souls, because that's not the game we're playing. So it's going to tell us all about this stuff now. It's not necessarily mega obvious. But basically, when you interact with this, it just kind of gives you a checkpoint and then resets all of the enemies. There's no replenishment of healing that I could see, because we pick those up manually anyway, and we can only ever carry like a maximum of 20. I can't see anywhere that we can store them, so it is literally just whatever you have in your inventory. So you probably want to try not to run out of those. But now that we've done this, we can press the options button, and we can come over to the ability tab here, where there's quite a lot of stuff going on. And there's not exactly a terrible amount of stuff that you can do with it. The most important thing to do right now is to spend all of your attribute points. Depending on how confident you are, you can spread them kind of however you like. Attack is just damage with your basic attacks though, and I'm going to go with that because that's all we can do. Health is probably helpful, particularly if you feel like you're taking a lot of damage. But for now, we're just going to go with killing everything way faster. Don't worry about this too much right now. This is actually going to zoom out and expand later on, and so I actually think it's much better for you to just save the talent points until we get a little bit further. The same thing really goes with these other menus that we have right here. We can save these till later. So now that we've done that, the path of progression is directly ahead of us, just here. It's going to tell us that we can lock on and start fighting now. So the way this works is you set weapons to buttons, so you have a weapon on square. So right now we have the sword and shield as well as the hammer weapons. I'll be switching these out as soon as we get the next weapons, because I like a much different setup to this. The way it works is you have your square, so that's going to do sword and shield. Triangle is going to do hammer. These can be chained together for different types of attacks as well. So if I just do like a hammer swing, that's going to do that. But if I do like a sword into a hammer swing, that's going to do something different. We can upgrade this with more abilities later on, so we get like charged attacks and skills and all sorts of other stuff that strings together. Okay, so now it wants us to have a skill equipped. It's done it automatically for us. So if we run in here, R1 in the square, it's going to show you that skills are pretty good.
I need to hurry up and find my weapons.
That just kind of auto-died, that was weird. Okay, so here's our weapons here.
Staff, spear, bracelets, and my daggers. Alright, I've got them all back.
Now that we have the daggers, we can actually open chests. There's quite a few secrets that we found during the stream in this area. I'm going to immediately change, where are we? Profile, weapons here. So I like to have daggers and staff. And I'm going to show you why. So I like to have my daggers, they're nice and fast. The L1, when you have the, well, would I have that on set to square, right? This would be L2 if you had it on triangle. You go ahead and pick which one's your favorite. But L1 is a nice little evasion, and you can actually go through enemies with this that coupled with the fact that so we could like do something like dodge in, and then if you chain into the staff, you can actually get back out again. So the staff chain attack is an evade. So this just allows us to have lots of mobility whilst we're doing damage. In addition to that, the special attack for the staff is a chargeable ranged attack. So overall, so far this has been my favourite setup. I mean, I am biased for wanting to play as a mage, but that's just kind of the way that I like to have it. So we'll call ourselves like the spell dagger, I guess, if you're gonna name the build. Before we progress forward, we want to go ahead and grab the chest that we went past, so we'll go do that now. Ah yes, and we have this as well. Hopefully we can get this in time. These have quite a lot of health, so you have to be careful. Luckily we have the staff so we can get it from range. It's a bit like a treasure goblin. It's gotten away from me now. It's a bit like a treasure goblin. They're good if you can get it down, but clearly we aren't doing enough damage. Now then, I'm probably not going to find every piece of paper. There is a trophy for getting 250 of them. If we end up missing any, I do apologize. Just keep your eye out for them. I'll do my best to find them out. To find them all, I am going to be going ahead with a scout character. So it's not like this is going to be like a first time let's play or anything. But with me doing this before the game actually launches for the first time ever, it's not like there's a checklist or anything I can go and check whilst we're going through here, so we'll just have to go with whatever we find. We should have, yeah, some salve here. So, like here, for example, you could rest to get a little bit of health back, but that's going to reset all of the enemies, and we're not exactly going to get extra salves. So, realistically speaking, you just probably want to use a salve instead, rather than resting, because there's not really much of a benefit to it. So next up then, we're actually going to want to head on down. Go ahead and grab that. Actually going to want to head on down first. Should lead us to a chest. Let's go ahead and grab this. As we level up, I'm just going to keep on powering damage. I think I really want to kill things faster. Although it's difficult to see when we have that arrow in the way. Ooh, have that arrow in the way. Yeah, we haven't leveled yet. Oh, it's going to be when the white bar goes up, that's why. Gold slab, thank you. As you can see, staff does pretty decent damage as we power up. I guess you just want to keep on summoning stuff, huh? So at this point then, there's a right turn, which I think we could have gotten here earlier, but there's no point in going through the poison redweed twice. We're going to come across this way first for some salve. This is... yeah, I never got that squirrel before. That's where the rest point was. Yeah, there's the little mini boss. Let's just... get on in here.
Whoa, it's coming this way.
Just out of range. It is best to try and dodge this. Just 3 charges in a row. It's a bit risky to try and attack really while it's doing that, so probably shouldn't. You want to get out of the way of this. So we're going to run on in to get kind of a nice dead angle on there. And get some slashes in. Let's get out of the way. When it comes to healing, try and do it early rather than late. It takes a while for the heal to activate. You can see it's more of a regen rather than insta-heal. Hold on, let's go this way. I say, can't have much left. There we go. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I guess it's supposed to be a ball. Okay, so with that dealt with, we can go back to where the redweed was. And here it seems best to just kind of proactively heal. Oops, so if you just drop a heal here, it doesn't really take your health down as you go across to the chest. That's just a crafting item, by the way, so you can't actually wear it yet. So, any areas where there's lots of that redweed stuff, probably going to be an issue as we progress through the game. Make sure I pick that up. You. I guess it's kind of nice being able to just level on the fly. We don't have to reset enemies or anything. And we don't really drop XP. We'll drop the glimmer stuff. Although I haven't died. I don't know if we can actually pick it up if we lose it. Oh man, we've got loads. Well, let's have 2 points of health as well. There we go. Okay, so now we want to go across the, I guess you call it a log bridge. Oh, we've reset these now, haven't we? Oh, these ones don't reset. I guess they're a set scene. Okay. So here we might as well use... Cool. Banking on damage is paying off in comparison to the stream, which is really cool. And that is where I kind of want to end this episode. I like bosses to have their own video, so we'll go ahead and we'll deal with the boss in the next video. But for now, what we want to do is coming over to this left side here, where we'll have a little almost hidden area. This is always one of my favourite features in these kinds of games, where kind of just links up with an earlier part in the game. As you can see, we have our little critter down there that we were unable to defeat before. For some loot. Come here, you. Now, I believe it always runs in the same direction, so if you can start into the direction that it wants to run in, it should give us a good advantage when it comes to chasing it down. Come on, quick! There we are. Morning Star Elixir. And that has already put itself into my quick belt. But we'll do this from the menu just so you guys can see that this gives you an extra attribute point. So we may as well use it. So that we can have ourselves a little more damage. Particularly before we're going to do a boss. That'll finish out this area.